Happy Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Good day to you all. I am the sports judge. Welcome, welcome. I am beyond tired of the Jonathan Taylor saga. It continues. It has dragged on and on and on and on. The Indianapolis Colts have granted Jonathan Taylor permission to seek a trade. I question whether the Colts will actually trade him. I wanted to jump into this because this is a big story. We've been talking about this for weeks now. Damn, we've even been talking about it for months now. The running back market story has become the story of the offseason. Here we are with a young running back who led the league in rushing 2 years ago, mind you, coming off of an injury plagued season. The entire Colts season was mired and marred by injuries, quarterback instability, and coaching. You could come up with any excuse you want. It was an absolute mess. Jonathan Taylor, along with Anthony Richardson, can be a great backfield combination for years to come. That might not happen. And the Colts and Jonathan Taylor are at an impasse that seems to be getting worse before it gets any better. The other day, Taylor left camp for treatment on an ankle. Then he came back and still wasn't ready to perform after treatment. Then he was out there on the field just standing there. And he is one of the most athletic running backs and nicest people out there. And the Colts know that. They know this. They know what they got in Jonathan Taylor in the second round. But when you draft someone in the second round, you don't have a fifth year of contract control. And he wants to be paid. He wants to get his bread. But running backs in this day and age are not going to get what they are worth. We often talk about the devaluation of running backs in the NFL. We often have this conversation. The position is being depreciated when it comes to their value to winning. What happens when you buy a car and drive it off the lot? What happens? The car loses 10% of its value. A car depreciates at a rate of 15% per year. Buying a car is the worst investment. A house has more value than a car. Well, in the NFL, a quarterback has the most value. Quarterbacks are in high demand. The quarterback position is one of the most important positions in football. I feel like the more miles a team puts on a running back, the more they are devalued. That's because the running back position has the shortest shelf life of any position. So it looks as if Jonathan Taylor's time with the Indianapolis Colts may be coming to an end. It looks like he could get traded. It will be a real shame to see him leave because he was the engine to that offense. He made that offense go. He was a big part of that Colts offense and what they were able to do as far as running the football. And now you can see him walking out of the door. He wants to get paid. And the Colts don't want to pay him the money that he feels he's entitled to. But we all know how great of a running back and how dynamic of a player he is. And Chris Ballard, the general manager, he's going to want a lot in return for Jonathan Taylor. So it's going to be difficult to move on from Jonathan Taylor. Can the Colts find a trade partner? Can they actually get this deal done? We're talking about an all-pro running back. A team is going to want a lot for him. A team is going to definitely want a lot for him. And the Colts, they are not inclined to give in to Taylor's demands, it seems. Colts owner Jim Irsay stated publicly in July that the Colts would not trade him. But, Irsay last spoke to Taylor on a broadcast when the Colts were playing against the Chicago Bears. But yet, he made comments that were worded in a way that made it seem like Jonathan Taylor wore out his welcome with the organization, which I thought was very interesting. But this has gone on long enough, and at some point, I mean, we're approaching the start of the 2023 NFL season. And if Jonathan Taylor doesn't want to play for the Indianapolis Colts anymore, then yes, you're going to have to find a trade partner, because you're not going to get the best version of Jonathan Taylor. You're not going to get the version of Jonathan Taylor that you got 2 years ago. And I could promise you that, because he is unhappy with his current situation. He's made that publicly known. He's made that publicly known. So the Colts are caught in a pickle. They have a tough situation on their hands. And at some point, they're going to have to make a decision whether or not they're going to move on from Jonathan Taylor. But it won't be easy to move on from Jonathan Taylor. Hopefully, the two sides work it out. You know, I always say, pay the man. Just pay the man. But again, running backs are unappreciated in today's NFL. They are not going to be paid like a wide receiver, like a quarterback, like a tight end. They're just not going to get that type of money anymore. And that's what we've been talking about in recent weeks. We've been talking about that for months now. How the running back position doesn't hold the same value that a quarterback holds, or any other position in the NFL, because of the short lifespan. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this all plays out and what gets done. But I know a team is gonna want a lot for him. I can see him playing for the Miami Dolphins. I can see him ending up with the Miami Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are front runners to possibly acquire him. You know, there's several other teams out there that can get him. There's a lot of teams. But Taylor and the Colts have had a great relationship up until this point. You know, in the spring, Taylor talked about playing out the contract that he signed and showing loyalty to the franchise that drafted him in 2020. Taylor also expressed his desires to retire as a Colt someday. So maybe things will change. But the man wants to get paid. He wants to get paid big money. And when you look at what he has done, he's clearly been the best player on the Indianapolis Colts, at least from the offensive side of the football. He's been the most dynamic player. He's a superstar running back. He's an all-pro running back. He feels like he has earned his payday with his play on the field and with his high level of production. But now it's up to the Colts to show him the money, or if not, trade him. Move on from him. And that would be a huge loss for the Indianapolis Colts. Talk to you guys later. You guys have a great Friday. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications. Thanks, everyone. Talk to you guys very soon.